Ford Field. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And that's patience to be admired right there, because he looks left, looks right, and waits for the right guy to come open, spots him in the middle of the field, and delivers.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Fields now to throw. Being chased out left. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. On play action, Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally, and then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now it's Fields. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap, Fields. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal will feel very disappointing. And I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory, or might he go for it?
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
No, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick here is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. For these 2 division rivals, the schedule maker gave them a couple of second-half meetings this year. They met for the first time back in Week 11. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one. So they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. Now, look, that wasn't a huge game, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Carr going to throw. Wright's got it. 2nd down and 3.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot defensively. How do you make sure they don't find a soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the 2nd drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back at him. They get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the little bit. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go really top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Back to Montgomery on second down. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Fields. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he will have the Bears first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. A give. This is Montgomery. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And he'll find Hall. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 40.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Montgomery back to the ground. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. These two teams all tied after 1. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have the Bears first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Fields' throw pulled in by Robinson here. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The quick slant caught. And the Bears are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Montgomery. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. They go to the big man. Second time he gets it done.
Almost as if they were feeling like he was establishing a rhythm. Give it to him again and again. And how about the end result? Finishes it off in the end zone.
Touchdown, great run, and the score. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-3. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to a self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Throwing his car on 3rd down.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, a pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bears take over. An update from a game going on in Indianapolis, and an early advantage in that one for the Giants. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Chris Barnes able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
But you do need to know as a young quarterback that if you're going to spread the field, the ball's got to come out quick, and you have to know where to go with the football, really in pre-snap. Identify where you want to go and get rid of it.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Escaping the pressure right. Finding some room at midfield. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
To throw is Fields.
It's complete to Robinson. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 at this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Trey Flowers drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Detroit back in possession of the football.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw his Carr. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, his completion percentage continues to rise with that one, but sometimes you want your completion percentage to go down. Maybe you should have thought about throwing that one away.
I was just going to say, it is easier said than done, but that's where you maybe bury it at his feet, make sure he doesn't catch it.
Great call right there. Put it near the receiver, no grounding, nothing like that, but no one gets a chance to pick it off either.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's right. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Here's Jack Fox now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back out onto the field comes Allen Robinson. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that.
They've got his man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Here's Fields.
Buying time to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
From the 31, Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Here's Fields. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They trail by 10, 13-3 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. 1 yard gain. Brings up
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. On play action, it's Carr. Looking for right, and he finds him. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play, with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now Carr. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Carr again. He finds his man, complete. It's Weber. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. They'll try and run for it. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop him with exactly a minute to go before halftime. To throw again on 2nd down. Carr. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Lions need to move. They're hustling to the line now. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
A 28-yard attempt.
Seibert's kick is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, let's stay in the Midwest and head down to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And you can see there, it's the visiting L.A. Rams who have the lead in that one. The Rams looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And currently, they are tied with the visiting Bills in that one. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Lions, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Throwing on first down is Carr. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Second and 12.
Now Carr. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
And 12 yards to go.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And this will be taken at the 13. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the ground, it's Montgomery. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. Fields. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Romeo Okwara in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. That time, Charles, great job keeping him in the pocket and not letting him escape.
And, Brandon, I think this was a great example of the front and the back working together, meaning the back covering, no place to go with the football. And the front, terrific job on the edge so he couldn't escape outside. And then, of course, the inside pressure kept him hemmed in as well.
A 41-yard punt there with no return, and the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
37 yards on the punt with no return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one. 2nd and 5 now. Fields. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now it's Fields. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a 1st.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Now a first down throw, Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. And a nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Breaks a tackle. 63 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Von Bell up to make the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Running left, Montgomery. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Now Fields. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. His kick is indeed good, and that one makes this a 10-point game. It's 16-6. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Detroit's offense ready to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. Second and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They hand off to their big tight end. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down. Now a 2nd down and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
From the gun, here's Swift. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Taken down at the 41. That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's going to float this one deep right side.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. Hard running at the 15. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space.
74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
From the 17, Fields. This is caught by Robinson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Personal foul. This is roughing the passer. Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Back to throw, Fields.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Michael Brockers just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
And Detroit back in possession of the football. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Carr now on 1st down.
And this one taken in by Cephas.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Carr. Short throw to Disley. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. At the 33-yard line.
To throw is Carr. He finds his man, complete. It's Weber. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Carr to throw again. And he will not
get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Akeem Hicks with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Here's Fields. Throwing left side, it's complete. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Chicago. Touchdown. Darnell Mooney, 78 yards. And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. And, CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
On first down, Carr. Short throw to Disley. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 18-yard line.
From the gun, it's Carr. He gets this complete to Cephas. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Throwing now is Carr. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's a gain of 20.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Carr completes it. And some room to maneuver. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A big play that time on the catch and run. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. They'll run the draw here with Swift. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Carr. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. They go back to the ground, this time Swift.
gain of 8.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. 3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. They'll try to run this one in. And he pushes forward, but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
A gain of 1 yard on the play.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Now, field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. They'll try it now with Swift. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Swift, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Lions 13.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll run on 1st down. Montgomery. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right. Not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team. But the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Carr. They'll find Swift out of the backfield. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Carr. He wants it all for the end zone. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he's got enough for the 1st across midfield to the 48. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Carr to throw. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's second down.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in a huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Seibert able to knock this one through. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So we're back to a one-score game, and now you figure we'll likely see an onside kick.
Yeah, they've only got the one timeout remaining, so I think they've got to take a chance of getting the ball back.
And this is going to be taken in by the Bears, and it appears they're going to win this game. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defense